That's Paul Weller and Village on ABC Sunshine Coast at 25 to 10. 23 degrees, the top temperature for today, with the rains coming late this afternoon. My name's Tim Wong-See, then Ashwin Setka after 10 o'clock this morning. There is a bit of a theme about gardening so far on the show this morning because we talked about seed libraries a bit earlier on, but what is it about your street or your neighbourhood that gives it that community, homely feel? I do think one of those things is a Verge Garden. It can do wonders in that respect. The look and feel of an area goes up a notch when you have something like a Verge Garden or someone is doing that in your neighbourhood. Now, if you're thinking of starting one, it's hard not to think about what happened with Urban Food Street in Budrum in 2017 when council ended up mulching some of the plants there after ongoing issues with the residents. But in May last year, the Sunshine Coast Council released some actual rules about Verge Gardens. If you wanted to set one up, they say this is how high the plants can be, this is how far back from the footpath it has to be to make sure it's all within the rules so you knew you were doing the right thing. So have those rules encouraged you to start a Verge Garden? Well, this week we got some figures from the council showing they received 93 complaints about Verge Gardens between May last year when the rules were introduced and August this year. And in the same time period in the lead up to when the rules came in, over 90 complaints were received. So not a very big change. But have people been turned off setting up Verge Gardens? And more importantly, how do you do it the right way? David Jarrett is the owner of Garden Shed Nursery in Palmwoods. He's going to be using his business to actually start working with people to make sure they have the right things in place. They can fill out all the paperwork to make sure they do it correctly. David, good morning. I guess it would mean there's quite a big demand for this kind of thing on the Sunshine Coast.
Yes, good morning, Tim. There certainly is, and although the rules have been relaxed, it's still there's a considerable amount of paperwork to be done, and I guess we've been having meetings with council in order to probably make this process a lot easier for people.
Okay, so you say the rules have been relaxed.
Yeah, they certainly have, from basically before the Budrum fiasco occurred, where it was just not allowed at all. It is actually permitted now, but you have to obviously stay within the rules and regulations.
See, I was going to ask you, do you think they're reasonable? Obviously, you're working with council at the moment. So maybe I'll put it another way, David, in saying that for what people generally and what you see, what people want on their verges, do these rules allow for what people might have in mind if they're thinking of starting one?
Yeah, I think there's a fair bit of flexibility there at the moment. Council are prepared moving forward to relax even more. As time goes by and as we settle into what's currently allowable, obviously there's a criteria you've got to work within, so you're not blocking access and visibility and things like that. But that's what we've been doing, is just working at what all these guidelines are, and then we can go and have a consultation with people who want to set up a Verge Garden and assist with that process.
So can you tell me about some of those areas you think it could be relaxed a little bit more so people can have a bit more freedom?
Yeah, I think the main one is fruit trees. There's it's not council a little bit shy on people planting giant mangoes and on their verges at the moment, but we're certainly talking to them about that and about the management of those issues.
So if we go back to the Budrum fiasco, I don't want to talk about who was right or who was wrong there. I think that's been pretty well covered. But do you think that has deterred people since then from starting one?
Yeah, for sure. It's obviously made people a lot more nervous. I guess that's what we're here to do, is try to assist and telling just showing people that it is possible, and we can help make it happen.
So why are you passionate about this stuff, David? What benefits are there?
Oh, look, it's very much an environmental issue. It's we often say it's cleaner, greener, and cooler. If we can establish microclimates on people's verges, we can literally decrease temperatures in summer and increase temperatures in winter, and just make a really nice environment. The end result of that is obviously not only a more pleasant place to live, but can also increase the value of somebody's street or property as well.
So when we talk about the step one for people who might be, as I say, maybe imagining it in their head for the moment of what they would like it to look like, where's a good place to start in terms of measurements or plant types to buy to make sure they do it right and start correctly?
I think this is where the consultation is really important. When you have the ability to bounce ideas off somebody who is fully aware of what's allowable, what isn't allowable, and somebody who can assist you with the administration side of things, I think it all comes back to consultation. It will give people good ideas and show them what's allowable and what isn't.
So are you saying that the rules at the moment, seeing as they can be quite dense, people are best to talk to, say, someone like a horticulturalist or a landscaper first to say, here are the rules, tell me what's possible here, because it does need a bit of interpreting?
Yeah, exactly right. And you could very quickly, if you just go down the track of starting to plan, you could be in a bit of an issue with council.
Are there popular types of plants or things that people do put in a Verge Garden which you've seen quite a lot of?
Yeah, look, council do have a preferred tree list, so we obviously have access to that with us, so we can recommend to people, yes, that's allowable, or yes, no, sorry, that's not allowable.
Could you give us some examples?
Oh, look, pretty big on natives. So the natives of southeast Queensland, it'd be the best way to describe it. The council want to keep, obviously, exotics out and keep more within what's fitting for the environment.
Thanks for your time, David. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, Tim. Thank you.
It's David Jarrett, who's the owner of the Garden Shed Nursery in Palmwood. So with the actual rules about height, plants may be up to 50 centimetres high at maturity. They say gardens must be set back from the road edge by 60 centimetres. Where there is no formed path on the verge, a minimum 1.8 metres width must be left clear for pedestrian access. Something about hedges. Hedges planted against the property boundary can encroach out 80 centimetres from boundary line. I won't go through everything. There's a lot of numbers here, a lot of detail, but it's very easily accessible on the council website if you want to go and have a look. Nonetheless, they are the official rules. So, as I say, May last year they put them out, and in an effort to try and help people start a Verge Garden, if that's on your mind.